99% of men never hear this, yet it's the one thing that can completely transform your energy, your confidence, and your performance, all before breakfast. Within the first hour of waking up, your body makes a critical choice. Either it sets the stage for strong, lasting vitality, or it quietly starts breaking you down. And here's the kicker. It's not about aging. It's not about testosterone. It's about something far more overlooked and far more fixable. Right now, thousands of men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond are waking up every morning feeling off, drained, foggy, stiff. They look in the mirror and barely recognize themselves. They feel distant from their partners, disconnected from the drive, the pride, the confidence they once had. And worst of all, they're told it's normal, that this decline is just part of getting older. But what if I told you that's wrong? A major Harvard study revealed something shocking. Over 80% of male performance issues aren't caused by aging or low testosterone, they're caused by poor circulation. And guess where that breakdown begins? Right when you open your eyes each morning. Tiny, innocent-seeming habits in your first hour are either sharpening your circulation and hormones or quietly sabotaging them. And you probably don't even know what's happening. Hi, I'm Dr. Catherine Rockra. I've spent over 20 years helping men just like you reclaim their energy, restore their vitality, and feel like themselves again. And in this video, I'll walk you through a simple 4-step morning routine that's changing lives. No pills. No expensive tools. Just natural, proven steps that work with your body's rhythms, not against them. And if you stay with me to the end, I'll share one powerful tweak that helped one of my 64-year-old patients regain full confidence in just 7 days. If you care about your strength, your drive, your manhood, don't miss this. Tap the like button, hit subscribe, and drop a yes in the comments if you're ready to reclaim your mornings and your vitality. Because what happens next might just change how you feel for the rest of your life. For years, the blame has fallen on one thing: testosterone. Doctors say it, ads scream it, and men believe it. So when energy drops, drive weakens, and performance slips, the answer seems obvious: my T levels must be low. But here's the truth nobody's talking about. In most cases, testosterone isn't the real problem. In fact, over 80% of performance issues in men have nothing to do with T at all. The real issue? Circulation. See, everything that makes you feel like a man, stamina, strength, mental sharpness, even your confidence, relies on one critical system: your blood flow. If your circulation is smooth and strong, signals move faster, hormones travel more efficiently, and your body performs like it's supposed to. But when that flow starts to break down, everything else follows. The first sign isn't always what you think. It might show up as fatigue, or slower reflexes, or just feeling off. And it all starts with a condition called endothelial dysfunction, when the inner lining of your blood vessels stops working properly. This lining is supposed to release nitric oxide, a natural chemical that tells your arteries to open up and let blood move freely. But as we age, or more accurately, as our habits compound, those cells weaken. Less nitric oxide gets released. Arteries stiffen. Blood flow slows. And that's when symptoms begin. You don't feel older. You feel blocked. Worse yet, many men are given pills that mask the symptoms but do nothing to restore the actual cause. It's like putting duct tape over a leaky pipe. It might hold for now, but the pressure is building underneath. You don't need a band-aid. You need a fix. Because once circulation is restored, everything changes. And that brings us to a man named Joe, someone who thought it was all downhill from here until we proved otherwise. Joe was 68 when he walked into my clinic. He sat quietly, shoulders heavy, voice low. And after a few minutes, he said something I'll never forget. "I don't feel like me anymore." He wasn't just talking about energy or performance. He meant something deeper: connection, identity, pride. He felt distant from his wife, detached from his own body, and completely drained by noon every day. He didn't want magic pills. He wanted to feel present again. And so we started simple. No massive lifestyle overhauls. Just one small shift, a targeted 4-step morning routine to restore circulation and nitric oxide, the foundation of male vitality. And within just 3 weeks, Joe came back with color in his face and light in his eyes. He looked at me and said, "I feel like I've re-entered my own life." He wasn't exaggerating. He had more energy, more clarity, more connection with himself and with his wife. Why? Because the right morning habits don't just support your blood vessels, they wake them up. When your body gets that circulatory boost first thing in the morning, everything else starts falling into place. Multiple peer-reviewed studies back this up. Daily morning activity, when timed with your body's natural hormonal rise, can boost nitric oxide production by over 20% in just a few weeks. And nitric oxide isn't just a buzzword. It's your body's master key for opening blood vessels, fueling performance, and reversing the damage caused by years of slow decline. Joe's results weren't rare. They were repeatable. Because the body wants to heal, it just needs the right signal. And that signal starts in the morning. But what's even more surprising is what poor performance down there is really telling us about what's happening inside the body. Most men think performance issues are private, something to be quietly managed or hidden. But what if I told you those symptoms were actually the first warning sign of something far more dangerous? Here's the truth. Erectile dysfunction often shows up 3 to 5 years before the first signs of heart disease. Think about that. That lack of response? That drop in drive? That frustration you feel but don't talk about? It might be your body's early alarm, a signal that your blood vessels throughout your entire system are struggling. That's not a guess. It's backed by study after study. In fact, research shows that by your 60s, your blood vessel dilation, the ability for your arteries to open and allow flow, can drop by over 50%. Let me put that in perspective. A healthy man in his 20s has blood vessels that can dilate by 7 to 8%. By age 60, that number falls to just 3 or 4%. And with that drop comes a cascade of issues: slower recovery, lower endurance, weaker reflexes, and yes, impaired intimacy. But here's where it gets even more frustrating. Desire alone doesn't solve the problem. You can have all the motivation, all the willpower, all the chemistry with your partner. But if the blood can't move, nothing happens. It's like this. Imagine a firefighter is ready to save a building, but the water hose is kinked. No matter how fast he runs or how brave he feels, without water pressure, he's helpless. That's exactly what's happening inside your body when circulation fails. You're ready, but the system can't respond. And yet, most men keep chasing libido boosters or pills, thinking they'll get a different result without fixing the core issue. It's not about stimulation. It's about flow. Fix the flow, and everything else begins to work again. So now the question becomes, when is the best time to activate this system and rebuild your circulation? Surprisingly, it's first thing in the morning. If you're like most men, your mornings are probably rushed, repetitive, and reactive. You roll out of bed, check your phone, down some coffee, maybe eat whatever's quick, and get on with the day. But what if I told you those first 60 minutes are the most powerful window for restoring your vitality? Your body is biologically primed to respond in the morning, especially between 6 and 9 a.m. That's when your testosterone naturally peaks. That's when cortisol, your alertness hormone, rises to sharpen your mind and metabolism. That's when your blood vessels are most responsive to nitric oxide stimulation. In simple terms, your system is begging for the right kind of input during those early hours. And when you give it what it needs, circulation improves. Energy stabilizes. Your mood lifts. And yes, your performance comes back online. Here's what most people miss. Timing matters more than effort. The exact same routine, done later in the day, can be up to 3 times less effective than if done in the morning. Why? Because in the morning, your hormones are active, your blood is more concentrated from overnight rest, and your nervous system is more sensitive to stimulus. This is when your body is the most impressionable. It's like wet cement, you can shape it easily if you act fast. But wait too long, and it hardens into whatever pattern it was already stuck in. That's why a 10-minute walk in the morning outperforms a 30-minute jog in the afternoon. That's why deep breathing or light stretching right after waking has a bigger impact on circulation than anything you do before bed. That's why morning matters more than you've been told. But here's the problem. Most men waste this golden window without even realizing it. And what they do instead, it slowly, silently sets them up for a crash. So, what does a typical morning look like for most men over 50? The alarm buzzes. You reach for your phone. Before your feet even hit the floor, you're already scrolling through emails, news alerts, or social media. Your brain is instantly flooded with stress, your cortisol rhythm is thrown off, and your nervous system kicks into overdrive. And that's just the first 5 minutes. Next comes the coffee. Not with food, not after hydration, just straight caffeine on an empty stomach. It might feel like a jump start, but it's actually a crash waiting to happen. Caffeine spikes cortisol even higher. And without water or nutrients, your blood stays thick and your vessels stay tight. Maybe you grab a quick bite, toast, a pastry, or nothing at all. There's no protein to balance blood sugar. No healthy fat to support hormone production. No fuel for the engine. And then what? You sit in a car, at a desk, on the couch. No movement. No stretching. No signal to the body that it's time to activate. This morning chain reaction seems harmless, but under the surface, it's doing damage every single day. Your heart is working harder to push dehydrated, sluggish blood. Your arteries are constricting instead of opening. Your testosterone, meant to be rising, gets suppressed by stress chemicals. And worst of all, your nitric oxide, the key to blood flow and performance, is never activated. All this before you even start your day. And then you wonder why you feel drained by noon. Why you snap more easily. Why your drive is low and your confidence wavers. The truth is, it's not age. It's your morning. Your body is wired to perform. But if you ignore the first hour, you're sabotaging your own system. Quietly, repeatedly, and often without even knowing it. But the good news? This cycle is completely reversible. And it starts with just a few small changes, proven ones that have helped men just like you reclaim their mornings and their manhood. Let me introduce you to Gordon. Gordon was 66, and by all outside appearances, he had it together. Steady job as an accountant, a long marriage, no major health problems on paper. But inside, he was running on empty. Every morning felt like a grind. His alarm would jolt him awake, and within minutes, he was half-dressed, sipping coffee, skimming emails, and eating whatever was fast. By lunchtime, he was wiped. And at night, he felt numb, physically, emotionally, intimately. He didn't complain. He didn't think it was serious. He just assumed this was aging, that this slow fade was normal. But deep down, Gordon missed something. That sense of power, that presence, that pride in how he felt, moved, and showed up in the world. So we didn't overhaul his life. We didn't ask him to give up everything he loved. We just rewired his first 30 minutes of the day. Here's what changed. 1. He stepped outside for 10 minutes of early morning sunlight, no sunglasses, no screen, just natural light to reset his hormones and energize his cells. 2. He practiced 5 minutes of slow, diaphragmatic breathing, calming his nervous system and activating nitric oxide through his nasal passages. 3. He added gentle stretches for his legs and hips, nothing extreme, just enough to get blood flowing and loosen up stiff arteries. 4. He ate a protein-rich breakfast, no more sugary cereals or toast, just clean fuel to stabilize hormones and kickstart metabolism. No pills, no supplements, no gym, just intention, just habit, just consistency. And the results? After 3 weeks, Gordon was waking up before his alarm. His energy was steady throughout the day. He felt more engaged with his wife, more in tune with his body. And when we checked his labs, testosterone up 18%, inflammation down 30%. He looked at me and said, "I didn't realize how far I'd slipped until I started to feel like myself again." And he's not the only one. Because once you give your body what it's been asking for, it responds fast. The key is knowing what to give it. So now, let me walk you through the exact 4-step morning routine Gordon used to get his life back. So what exactly did Gordon, and hundreds of other men, do to reboot their vitality, improve their circulation, and feel like themselves again? Here it is. 4 steps. 30 minutes. Every morning. Each one rooted in real science. Each one designed to unlock the body's natural systems for energy, strength, and performance. Let's break it down. Step 1: 10 minutes of morning sunlight. Before coffee. Before your phone. Before anything else, go outside. Sunlight on your skin and eyes, without sunglasses, triggers a powerful internal clock reset. It aligns your circadian rhythm, which regulates sleep, testosterone, metabolism, and even mood. The light also signals your brain to stop producing melatonin and start producing cortisol at the right levels, the kind that sharpens your alertness, not the stress kind that breaks you down. And just 10 minutes can lead to better sleep at night, higher T levels during the day, and a stronger sense of clarity from the moment you wake up. Step 2: 5 minutes of deep nasal breathing. Find a quiet space. Sit or stand tall. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale slowly for 6. Why this matters? Nasal breathing activates nitric oxide production in the sinuses, and nitric oxide is what tells your arteries to open up. You're not just calming your mind, you're literally waking up your blood vessels. This one step alone has been shown to improve endothelial function, reduce blood pressure, and kickstart healthy circulation before you even start moving. Step 3: gentle leg and hip stretching. No need to hit the gym. Just stretch the biggest vessels in your body, your legs and hips. Think simple: forward bends, hip openers, light lunges, or just a walk around your house. This wakes up the blood flow to the lower body and removes stiffness that blocks circulation. Stretching also improves parasympathetic tone, the rest and restore side of your nervous system that helps support testosterone and lowers inflammation. Step 4: protein-rich breakfast. This is where most men go wrong. Skip breakfast, or worse, load up on sugar, and your blood sugar crashes, your hormones tank, and your brain fogs out. Instead, focus on 20 to 30 grams of clean protein, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, protein shake with no sugar. Protein in the morning has been linked to higher testosterone output, better insulin sensitivity, and improved satiety, so you stay clear, strong, and balanced all day long. These 4 steps don't require more time, just better timing. Together, they create a biological domino effect. Balanced hormones, repaired blood vessels, restored circulation, revived confidence. It's not a gimmick. It's how your body is wired to work, if you let it. But there's still one more piece, the tweak that most men miss. and it can speed up your results dramatically in just 7 days. Here's what most men miss, even when they do the 4-step routine perfectly. They don't fix what's blocking the progress from inside. And no, we're not talking about mindset or motivation. We're talking about a tiny, often ignored molecule that directly controls your blood flow, your energy, and yes, your performance in the bedroom. That molecule is nitric oxide. Think of it like nature's internal switch for male vitality. When it's flowing, your blood vessels expand, oxygen delivery improves, and your system runs like it's supposed to. But when nitric oxide levels drop, as they often do after age 50, your body starts to feel sluggish, tight, and off. Even if you're eating right, sleeping well, and following a routine, low nitric oxide is like trying to water a garden with a pinched hose. And here's the kicker. Nitric oxide doesn't just affect performance down there, it affects your brain, your heart, and your ability to feel alive during the day. So how do you fix it? It's not caffeine. It's not blue pills. And it's not about extreme diets or workouts either. You fix it by fueling the root systems that produce nitric oxide in the first place. That includes nitrate-rich foods, but not the kind you're thinking of. Natural compounds that support endothelial function, and a very specific mineral that most older men are unknowingly deficient in. This one overlooked fix, when paired with your 4-step morning routine, can turn your body into a circulation machine again. We've seen men in their 60s, even 70s, report sharper focus, warmer hands and feet, stronger performance, and a sense of youth returning within a single week. And the best part? It's 100% natural and backed by real clinical science. But if you want to get specific about what these nitric oxide boosters are, what works, what's fake, and how to stack them for best results, you'll want to keep watching. Because in the next section, we'll break down exactly what to eat, what to avoid, and the one trick that almost no one is talking about that keeps your nitric oxide levels running high even as you age. Let's talk specifics. Because this is where most guys go wrong, even if they think they're eating healthy. See, not all heart-healthy foods are actually good for your blood flow, especially down there. Some even shut down nitric oxide production without you realizing it. Here's the short list of what to avoid. 1. Seed oils like canola, soybean, and corn oil. They're everywhere, but they inflame your arteries and damage the endothelial lining, which is where nitric oxide is made. 2. Refined carbs, white bread, pastries, even breakfast cereals. These spike blood sugar and lead to insulin resistance, which directly weakens blood flow. 3. Processed meats loaded with preservatives. Yes, they contain nitrates, but the wrong kind, the synthetic ones that don't help your system and may even do the opposite. Now here's what to load up on. 1. Beets. Not only are they rich in natural nitrates, but they also help your body make nitric oxide the right way. A small serving in the morning can work wonders. 2. Dark leafy greens like arugula, spinach, and kale. These aren't just good for vitamins, they're some of the most potent nitric oxide boosters on the planet. 3. Pomegranate. One of the few fruits proven to improve endothelial function and testosterone levels at the same time. 4. Dark chocolate, 85% and up. Rich in flavonoids that protect nitric oxide from breaking down. Plus, it satisfies cravings without wrecking your metabolism. And here's the one thing almost no one talks about. Water. Not just any water, filtered, mineral-rich water with a pinch of unprocessed sea salt in the morning. Why? Because hydration is step 0 in blood flow. If you're dehydrated, nothing else works properly. Your blood becomes sluggish, your cells become stiff, and nitric oxide gets choked off. Combine these foods with the morning routine we've been building, and your system starts to hum like it used to. No pills. No gimmicks. Just giving your body the raw materials it needs to do what it was built to do. But we're not done yet. Because in the next section, we'll reveal the #1 mineral older men are almost always low in, and how topping it up can unlock even faster results. Let's take a step back. You've just seen how a few simple changes, a 4-step morning routine, better food choices, smarter hydration, and small daily habits can completely transform your blood flow, energy, and confidence, especially in the areas where it matters most. This isn't about quick fixes or chasing some magic pill. It's about reclaiming what time has slowly taken away, one day at a time. Because here's the truth most men never hear. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's just been starved of what it needs to perform. And once you start giving it those tools, movement, breathing, clean nutrients, proper circulation, you don't just feel a little better. You feel like yourself again. More energy, more clarity, more drive. That spark you thought was gone, it's still there. It's just been buried under years of bad habits, silent inflammation, and morning routines that work against you. But now you know the truth. You know what to do the moment you wake up to set the tone for the whole day. You know which foods boost nitric oxide and which ones secretly kill it. You know the role of breathing, hydration, and minerals in keeping your manhood alive and thriving without pills or gimmicks. So the question is simple. Will tomorrow morning be just another repeat of the same tired routine? Or will it be the start of a real change? The choice is yours. But if you've made it this far, then deep down, you already know what to do next. Start small. Stay consistent. And watch what happens when your body finally gets the support it's been begging for. Because the best version of you? He's not gone. He's just one morning away.